Welcome to the Red Carpet Round Table, Mr. Bruce.
Red carpet round table. Hey, I feel privileged. I got something on my screen. Okay, let me get that out the way. Okay, I almost feel like I'm on a callback, a Zoom callback.
Right?
Those are strange. Oh man, how's it going, Daryl? You have a nice Christmas, man.
Yeah, I think. How about you?
It was great, man. I got busy. I got real busy between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It just I didn't know what I was going to coming, but the Lord got me through it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Did you
Uh-oh. Who
did
is
you
it? Somebody telemarketer calling. You can't even now you're sideways, but and
We
I
can
can't
still
see.
see you.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how to get it back right. Maybe I have to turn it.
No, no,
Leave it
no.
alone.
There you go.
Yeah, that's good. You're good.
Let's leave it alone. I just gotta believe that I'm pretty. So
Yeah, you should believe it. You worked hard to get here.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
You know,
Bruce, welcome. But what attracted you to begin your acting career?
Acting and performance chose me at an early age. Uh, I could see when I saw Michael Jackson come out singing his first song on TV, I had dreams of performing. So I've always been an entertainer um, since probably 3 years old, since 7 years old. I didn't know it was going to go into acting. I just wanted to be a performer. So I started off actually singing. And if you ever saw me sing, even in church choir, it was quite the performance. Settle down. We're in church. Don't dance.
I've heard
And
it.
so, and so in high school, I was a football star. Uh, I got a football scholarship, but I was also in the dance group, uh, Dolly Turner's dance group, and she had me audition for a scholarship offered at Oklahoma City University. And so, to tell you the truth, my passion was always in entertainment. And I like football, but I didn't love football like I love being an entertainer. My best friend, Loretta Lee, the lovely Loretta Lee, uh, we were in the dance group together and we choreographed dances together. We went to the workshop, the Ivan Ailey dance troupe, also the Harlem dance troupe. And we kind of both got talked out of going to perform on stage, partly because of the stage and because of the church's views on dancing at that time.
Hmm.
So it's a long story, but um, I went into the Navy. I was in a band while I was in the Navy. I was always performing, and I don't care. Even as a police officer, I was known as a singing police officer, and I would Loretta Lee would do a fashion dance, and we would dance together. We call ourselves the Dominator Entertainers. Dominator Entertainers. And so, how long do I have to talk? Because before you need to cut me off, because I'm a talker.
You got to finish the whole story, though.
Okay, yeah, it's the story. So it's always been in me. My dad was a computer programming engineer for Tinkerfield, and also he had a construction company. So he was the one that said, "No, you need to go into electronics and do this and this." And my brother at the time was an electronic technician for Linda Soundtrack, and he got me on as an assistant uh, electronic technician while I was going through school before I went into the Navy. And I could do that stuff, but it was never me. I was always this outgoing person, always talking to people, always wanting to do new things and meet new people. And I'm an extreme extrovert. So anyway, and I know I'm going off on a tangent, but just it's always been in me. I could never push it down. This is something I would do, whether it's singing, acting, or dancing, for the rest of my life. And acting just it was a part of my Loretta and I we would sit up and watch movies and we just act out parts. And I wasn't even really thinking about being an actor. We were dancers, but we stood up and what was that movie? Sparkle. We
Mhm.
would sit up and we'd learn all that songs. We sing, if you look into your heart with a positive mind, take some inventory, your woman and your glory, up in the bad things behind. And then we just sing to each other and then we watch the Shining, the bar scene, and Loretta would say, here's Johnny. So anyway, we just love performing. She actually moved to LA. She's still in North Hollywood, and and I talked to. I'm trying to get her back into acting. I think she's concerned more about self image, and I said self image is not really a problem anymore in acting because they want your look. If you weigh 600 pounds, they need a 600-pound person on there. That's who they're gonna.
Right.
That's who they're gonna cast. They're not gonna go
Mm-hmm.
for the most part. They're not gonna go get an actor and make him look like he's 600 pounds. So, but she got to do a lot of extra work in LA, and but she kind of got caught up in the deal where she had to have 2 or 3 jobs. So I think she kind of went to LA a little early. But she is an exceptional talent, and one of these days, hopefully, I'm in a position to bring her back into the fold because it's just something that's always been in our hearts since probably third grade. Yeah, yeah,
Well, I love your admiration for your friend and the respect that you have for her.
yeah.
Obviously, she's made an impact in your life, and I'm sure you have done the same for her.
Right, right, right.
But, with that being said, this is a tough industry. You and I have conversation all the time, and you know what? People couldn't pay for the amount of things and discussions you and I have had in the gym, bro.
Right, right.
I mean, and
But
just you've taught me so much
mhm.
just about being patient,
Right, right,
and you're right because it's just so hard when
right,
you expect to be here, but you're not ready yet.
right, right, right,
You
right.
know,
Yeah.
you have to be you have to keep growing into that space, not just immediately be where you want to be. And I just want to say thank you for every single conversation that we've had.
Yeah, yeah.
You
And I
are
always want to help somebody, Just like I say, um, a lot of people don't understand the work that that's involved in acting and the business part of acting. And I admire you because of uh, your performance, your weightlifting, bodybuilding. I mean, that takes a lot. But you can't take one, you're a trainer. You can't take one paradigm box and apply it to every person that you train.
right.
Now, this
Mm-hmm.
person may have to work on such and such and such during this time, and then
Yep.
they have to improve this. Well, say you train somebody and they go and get uh, second place. Well, when you come back and train again, do they train exactly the same or do they train differently? You're adding more to it, right?
Oh yeah.
You're
Right.
constantly adding more to it because you're trying to get better. But you're finding where you're weak or where you need to. I need to strengthen this muscle. This is how I need to do this. I need to eat this way. This is how I do. It's the same way with acting. And I'm still because our minds are constantly changing as we get older, as
Yeah.
we grow, as we get more mature, as we get more information. The way I studied the script when I first started, the way I started to study the script last year is totally different. The way I study a script now is totally different from last year. And it may change next week. So this is a dynamic field. And I think that's why they call it art.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
there's everybody has a different brush. And don't let anybody take this away from you. You gotta, even when you getting trained, you see, the way I'm talking to you now, I'm not trying to be perfect. It's not
Mhm.
perfection. I might say this. And I take that into the audition room. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to hear you say that. I
Right.
heard somebody told me that I was doing a doctor role, and I said, "Oh, we're going to do this and this. This is what you have." And somebody said, "Well, you said 5 times." Well, I can see if I was doing a TV show. That's different. But I sat back and listened to doctors do speeches just like I just did a while ago, and I would catch 5 or 10 times that they said you know,
Uh-huh.
long as it's not a nervous habit that I'm saying you know, that's different. So a lot of times you gotta take what people say, don't be offended about it, but just listen to it and take it through and still continue to be who you are, because nobody can do you like you can do you. I'm Bruce Davis. No,
Right.
I'm Bruce Davis. I'm gonna do this. nah, nah. But it's it's a really challenging field. It takes a lot of flexibility. Uh, you cannot wear this on your sleeves. I think the biggest challenge to any actor is himself or herself.
Yes.
You're not competing with anybody else. You're trying to improve yourself. So you're the only one that can get in the way. You get in your own way. Everybody else is not in your way. If you can fizzle out all of the noise around you. So, but you have to. I think what a lot of casting directors like is that confidence.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into the audition room, one casting director, you know, sometimes yeah. Well, hell, I've been on the set with Matthew McConaughey. He dropped lines. He did and he just did this and go back. Oh, this is what I'm doing. You know, so it's human. I don't care how good you are. So yeah, I had to get past that, even dropping lines in the audition room or whatever. And it doesn't bother me anymore. I just sometimes, oh, you didn't do this line. Okay, well, I'll do that line again. But whatever you do, uh, make a choice. You know, they like to say, make a choice. Have a strong point of view. This is my point of view. Just like this, this is what you need to do, and it's got to be clear
Mm-hmm.
when you're making that point of view, and that comes from your confidence.
Very
But it takes a while to get. It's a scary thing, man. I'm a retired police lieutenant. I mean, I've been in shootouts. I've been shot at. I've had to shoot somebody. I've been on the USS Enterprise out on the ship for 45 days. I had to lead men in in certain situations. But this, you can't always plug in. You can't plug in a formula and say, I do that, I got it, and this will work every time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think the only way to get better in this, to understand that it's going to be flexible. Flexible. You got to be flexible, and and it's a dynamic field. I just did a national commercial, and there was a storyboard for the commercial where I had several lines, and this was on the 11th of November, and night before the production, um, the director, creative director, called. Hey, we scrapping that one. Here's another storyboard. How would you feel if that happened to you, Terrell, as an actor right now? Would it? Be honest, that would trip you out, wouldn't
I would be a tad bit stressed, my friend,
it?
Anyone would be.
but
uh,
I
but
would
now,
definitely try to work to get it memorized, have best way
Mm-hmm.
possible.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just look at the story and go on, even if it was a MOS or a regular uh, story. I'm not going to sit there. I said, if they're going to do this the night before, then that's giving me leeway. That's giving me leeway
Right.
to be more authentic, be myself anyway.
Yeah.
So now, back then, when I first started, man, I probably went in there so nervous I wouldn't know what to do, because I would have been sitting up that whole night memorizing that script, and then I get to the commercial, and they would throw those lines out and just throw lines at you. I did that once. I auditioned for uh, uh, Russell Westbrook commercial, and Chris sent us the information out at 12 that night, and I had the audition at 9 a.m. that morning, so it was like 4 lines. So I went in and I over and over and over, and I memorized it, and then when I booked it when I was in Austin, and I had to drive back to Oklahoma, and because I had to be on set that next morning, and so I'm driving back 6 hours just memorizing these lines because it was 2 weeks later. So I get on set then, and he says we're not going to even do those lines. So so I said I mean, inside I guess I was containing myself because I did all right on the set. So he was just throwing lines out at me. He said, "Say this line, bam, 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 bam," and so you can look the commercial up. Still, is uh, Russell Westbrook, "Fly Your Own Way," and it's got
Right.
Dr. Gupta in it, Russell Westbrook, Dr. Phil, and a lot of people. And I was a math teacher, and all I said, only words that I say in that is it's statistically impossible, right? It's statistically impossible because we're talking about this little kid wanting to be like Russell Westbrook, but you could
Mm-hmm.
you could Google that. It says "Fly Your Own Way." But
Okay, okay, hold on. Don't
oh
you
yeah, yeah, go ahead, go
you, you
ahead.
can't tell us your whole life story without us getting a few questions in.
Yeah.
We know it's great, but
Okay.
I want to know.
Sorry, dear. I was just sitting here being so intrigued. I was just I
Hey,
apologize. I was
I
just
forgot
like,
to tell you. I forgot to tell you. I'm a new. I said the first time I ever went to New York, it was so busy on that, and I mean, I was just getting juiced up. I said, "Whoo! I'm glad if I'd have came to New York when I was 19, I would have never left." Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
no, you're good. I was about to. I'm sorry. We were about to. I was about to cut in. I was like, wait a minute here. We gotta. We have. I have two questions here, maybe three, but you
Okay,
know,
okay,
no,
go ahead.
nothing wrong with your life story. Be
Yeah,
honest, and
oh,
real quick, your life story is
yeah,
amazing because
yeah.
for me, of us having this podcast and us being on YouTube on all the platforms. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I love hearing stories like this because
Okay.
it's powerful of
Uh-huh.
everybody's story and background, what you've
Mhm.
been through. And
Right.
as young actors who have not experienced all that, but they love hearing stories because, all the lessons they can learn, all the fun stories, what's so fun about being an actor. And it doesn't matter what state we're living in because everybody loves it. But I want to go back. You were saying confidence. And that's a key word that a lot of actors and actresses are saying. And I
Mhm.
agree. You gotta have confidence when you're entering this entertainment industry.
Right,
And
right.
and and I believe when you enter this entertainment industry,
Mhm.
it actually brings more it seems like I'm targeting more younger people. It is, but more younger people who are 7 years old, maybe a little younger, all the way till now.
Yeah.
But they feel more confident because you know going for audition
Hmm.
is crazy, right? You're
Right,
standing
right,
there in front of a camera on Zoom or in front of some people that you don't even know, and
right,
you're trying to do your role, and you're
right.
like, okay, this is so embarrassing, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it does take confidence to be where you are,
Right.
and it helps the person grow.
Hmm.
That's how I want to end it that way. So, anyways, I'm sorry. I do have another question, but I'm gonna let Daryl, my co-host, too. I'm sorry. I was about to continue on as well, but let me let
Okay.
Daryl continue.
Go ahead. Correct. Right.
No,
Absolutely. Though I absolutely agree.
no, I just want to give you your flowers because you have been someone in the community who has taken this to new heights. I mean, yes, we have. There's many people that have been successful from Oklahoma,
Mhm.
but as a black man from
Yeah.
Oklahoma,
Uh-huh.
you have you've walked through the mud to be where you are now.
Right. Right.
And that was one of the biggest things that I've taken away from our conversations in the
Mhm.
gym is, just got to grind. You got to work. You
Right.
got to, you got to believe. You can't give up. You have to keep going.
Yeah.
And watching you is the result of continuous growing and going,
Hmm.
because that's what I always hear and take away from every time you say something is how what new you have done,
Right.
which is obviously added to your progression as
Right.
a top level actor.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, I'm reading this or I'm trying this or, so my
Right.
question off of what I just said is what is it that wakes you up every day to be Bruce Davis and to pursue this industry so in such a dynamic way that it has begun to really flourish you to new heights working with top level actors within the industry as well.
Hmm.
What would your answer be to the
What I don't just define myself as an actor, for one thing. The same way I was the same way as a police officer, and that was happens to a lot of officers is we see this well-rounded individual, this individual who's active in his church, this individual who's active in his community, this individual who's active in his family.
Mhm.
But then after a period of time, they're so engrossed with just the professional side that they start to cut the family up. They start to cut the church away. They start to cut the community away.
Mhm.
Throughout my careers, all of my careers, I always wore the hat of the father, the hat of the husband, the hat of the church member, the hat. Now I'm a pickleball player. I haven't been to the gym because I got pickleball friends, man.
You you were so excited to tell me this at the gym. I mean,
Absolutely. I can't believe, and my friends, and then I have friends there that I got one guy who just we just had a party. He's retired. He used to build those big nice swimming pools, and so when I get up in the morning, every morning I thank God. I just because and then I have to keep myself in check because I'm keeping myself ready, but I'm looking to God because God has given me those. He's given that increase
mhm.
in every faction of my life. So uh, I do profess my Christianity. I'm not perfect. I'm not the type of Christian that's without sin, that doesn't sin. I'm the type of Christian that fights sin every day like everybody else. So I wake up in the morning and now because like I say, I started developing a little stutter when I was going into uh, to some of my scenes. Just maybe it was the age deal, maybe it was the COVID shot. So my coach told me to start doing tongue twisters. So I'll get up in the morning and say, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, a peck of pickled peppers, Peter Piper picked. And Peter Piper picked a peck of peppers. What? How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? I just keep doing that over. She sells by the seashore. So I'm getting up in the morning working on my voice, on my trade, just to do that. And just from saying that over and over and over, and it's helped me with the flow. Because like in TV, you have to you still have to have the inflection and everything, but there's not much break in between it as a co-star or a guest star. It's not much break in between your lines, but you still have to have the meaning behind the line that you're delivering, even
Yeah.
if you're delivering it at a faster pace.
Mhm.
So yeah. So, like I said, I get up every morning and I'm thankful. I don't care whatever he gives me. The first thing I say is thank you. You know,
Yes.
thank you for letting me live, man. It's to me, it's amazing I'm still here. After I was on that dangerous ship, and I had lost some friends there. 27 years as a police officer out on the streets, and then also I was a detective and everything. But I had a good friend out of my academy, Warren Delman Toomer. He was actually a deacon, and he was shot and killed uh, answering a silent holdup alarm at Long John Silver's 2 years after we got hired. And he was one of my good friends. But like God just really, like I say, I got to be ready to go when He calls me. Well, I thank Him for uh, protecting me. He's a living God. He's real, and I've had too many close calls to know how real He is. So
I
that's
appreciate.
what, yeah, that's what prepares me. Just
Right.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I appreciate you sharing, these stories,
yeah.
and
And y'all
and
cut me off anytime you want to, because I
no,
don't
no,
know
no,
how
no,
to
no.
stop.
I just want to, no, no, Bruce. The stories, everybody's stories are, your
Yeah,
story is powerful, and a
yeah, yeah.
testimony, right?
Okay,
And
yeah,
but as you've done so many things in your life,
yeah,
now you went from being a police officer, and
yeah.
you're being on a ship, and now you're an
Right.
actor,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think that you definitely can be a wisdom to a
yeah.
lot of young actors. I bring these young actors up a lot because
Right.
it'll help them, because they're getting into this entertainment industry,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to, I'm talking about 7 years old, maybe younger, a little older, but
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
but
Right,
but these actors are looking up to people like us,
right,
and
right.
Daryl and myself and you and
Yeah,
all these people who are in the entertainment industry, because
right,
we have confidence to be on set. To have
right.
confidence, if you mess up a line, it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay. That's the
Yes,
key
okay.
word.
Yeah.
It's okay, right?
That's
Have
right.
confidence to watch somebody, be have confidence to be on, being in front of people, to do auditions, and you know all that stuff.
Right,
That's
right,
I keep bringing confidence because you bring it up, but for you, it's like that's what I that's what I love hearing.
right.
We're giving wisdom to a
Mm.
lot of young and upcoming actors out
Upcoming.
there,
That's
and
great.
be thankful that
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
alive as well. We wake up in the
yeah.
morning. So I
Right,
can't do the
right.
tongue twisting thing. I can't. I can try, but
I'm getting better with
it
it.
I can try, but I will not record myself because I know it'll be an epic fail. But I can try.
Yeah,
Well,
Bruce, as a actor, you know, who really inspired you or motivated you so far as being an actor and being in entertainment industry?
who motivate? I'm one of the weird. Out of six children, I was always going to be me. And when I was in the Navy, they wanted me to go to officer candidate school. They said I was motivated for the Navy. Uh, Started to excel on the police department because I wanted the position to be in a leadership position as a lieutenant. I think my father, he worked he was a skillful man. He worked as a carpenter and he was a master home builder. And he did that from 7 to like 12. And then he went to Tinkerfield and he worked as a machinist, eventually becoming a computer programming because they sent him to school. But I say that because between him becoming the programmer, he went into business for himself, and he had Lloyd J. Davis and Sons Construction Company. and he was successful for a while, but his generosity caused the business to go down. And I think I was in the 10th grade when our business went down. But I saw him fall, but I
Mm-hmm.
saw him get right back up on that horse and take another job and then go to school and then come back. So, as an example, that inspiration I think gave all my brothers and my sisters uh, inspiration to be the best that we could be in anything we chose. He always said, "Don't do anything half-ass. Don't be dumb all my life. Learn to think. Learn to think." What is learn to think? Well, we paid $50,000 to go to college for them to teach us to learn to think. So I want to say actors, and of course Denzel Washington. I love his work. I love everybody's work, but I never aspired to be them. I always wanted to be the best of me that I could possibly be, whether I was a police officer, whether I'm an actor, whether I'm a pickleball player, because I am competitive. So I think that that was ingrained. What is my mother
Hmm.
always told us? You're a Davis. You're better than that. Don't do this. Do this. And like I said, I have twin sisters, both PhDs. One's PhD in nursing, one is PhD in psychology. And my degree is in psychology. And my older brother is he's a electrical engineer for Boeing, design engineer for Boeing now.
Hmm.
And my younger brother, a year under me, didn't take one college class, didn't one VOTEC class, but he's a manager in pharmaceutical business and Las Vegas now. And my younger brother, of course, he went into the military and fought. He's an aircraft mechanic, but he's a 100% disabled vet now. So I'd have to say my parents in general gave me the inspiration to be the best I can be in whatever I chose to be, and including him, because Dad wanted me to be, and I was like, no, and that's when I started calling him LJ. He said, "You don't want to call me LJ." His name is Lord Joseph. No, because I'm gonna be me, because I'm cut from different cloth than my dad. I was cut from cloth, more cloth like my mother. My mother, before she passed 3 years ago, she was kind of living her life vicariously through me because she could sing the high seas. She wanted to do the stage stuff. So I never took that. Never left me. From when I was in the third grade, I always wanted to be a performer.
You know,
So you go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I gotta ask you real quick because this came to my brain. Do
Oh,
you? Because I know you were on a ship and you became a police officer. And there's so much stuff you're saying. Do you have any regrets starting acting earlier instead of going into the Navy and being a police officer?
I don't have any. I don't have any regrets. I love the Navy. I love being a police officer. Why I didn't have the passion that I have right now. Uh, but even I perform with a rock group. I'm a black guy in the band, and I don't care if it's two or three people there. I'm gonna perform like I'm gonna give it my best. So I kind of wonder. I say sometimes I say if I had gone into theater, where would I be now? But I'm happy with where I am now.
I just
So, and
I
I'm
just
still growing, and until the day I die, I'll be doing this.
right.
And like I said,
I just
yeah,
had to ask because I know the audience who will be listening to this will
uh-huh.
be wondering if you had any regrets and all that stuff. And I just wanted to ask you that so to help the audience. Thank you for answering that.
Yeah, no, I'm even, and I forgot to tell you that I coached high school football as well. No, I guess I had that class type A personality, and I'm always doing something. Now I got fishing buddies too. that, it all means something to me, you know. Hey, if you got one life to live, I'm gonna live
Man, you're doing a lot. Pickleball, fishing,
it. I'm
lifting
gonna,
weights,
I'm gonna do it.
acting, and
I can't, the worst thing is I went when I was in the Navy, I was in Milwaukee. I went to jail once for one night, and I was like, "Oh Lord, let me out of here!" Please. I can't be locked up. I can't. I said I will never go to jail. No, I can't. You cannot. You cannot. I, me, it'll be a chore. Thank God I haven't had to stay nights in the hospital. But if I do, that's gonna be something weird.
Very.
That's gonna be weird. Yeah, no. So no, I don't help because I've learned a lot. I've become a better person. If all of those different hats that I wore gives me more experience, even as an actor now, to bring to the table.
thank you
Yeah,
for sharing that.
yeah.
Bruce, this has been a fantastic year for you as far as filming,
Mhm.
and your growth continuously seems to just, surprise me, because every time you accomplish one thing, you're accomplishing another, and it's another leap forward.
Right.
My question for you is, and for the audience that's going to be listening, is what projects have you done this year that you're able to speak about? What do you have coming up? And what do you foresee yourself wanting to accomplish in 2025?
Yeah. What all did I do? I did two TV series. I did Mo. It's a Netflix series. I think I was a judge in that, and that's supposed to be airing in January. And Law and Order. My God, I got to do Law and Order. And to be honest with you, when I was a detective, that was the only show I ever watched. And when I got the opportunity to audition for that, and then got booked and flew to New York, I mean, that was just icing on the cake. I mean, I didn't care how big the role, small the role was. It was just something about Law and Order wanting to be on that. And so I did three movies. I think The Huntsman, Every Heavy Thing. Uh, then I did Rated. It's November I did Rated, and now I'm doing uh, a film called The One, A Christmas Story, which I did. I filmed my first. Uh, I filmed on the 13th, and I go back in January. And I haven't finished reading that script, but it looks like a really really good script written by
Hmm.
Aaron uh, Cook,
You
who's
know,
a good friend of mine.
by the way, I believe I saw you on Law and Order.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Great, great.
I
Yeah,
I actually, pardon me, I actually watched that show. I
yeah,
love police shows. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, I watch Blue Bloods and Chicago
Oh,
PD.
yeah,
Anyway, so on. But I watch Law and Order. I don't miss no show. But I
right.
believe I saw you, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
when Daryl told me,
uh-huh.
that Bruce I was
Yeah,
gonna come
yeah.
on our podcast, I was like, okay. And when I saw your face, I was like, hold on, where did I
Yeah,
see this face? And I was like, oh,
yeah,
Law and Order, got it, Law and Order. You did
yeah,
great, by the way.
yeah. Well, it was a big, and the thing about it, it was so beautiful from the director. I mean, a lot of things were so unexpected. And that's what I like to tell your young guys, because uh, hope for the best, but expect the worst, and learn how to work positively through that.
Mhm.
It's not your job to go to the set and be friends with everybody, but it's your job to have a positive working relationship with everybody, whether they piss you off or not.
Mhm.
And it's a way to do that. It's a way to communicate, because you're a walking resume of yourself. Even if you see that it's unorganized or whatever, still be positive and think, okay, how do I put myself in the best situation? Because you're going to be put in some bad situations, and you're going to be on some bad sets. But it may maybe the director's first time, it may be the crew's first time, and these particular people who are not doing so well right now may be doing really well 2 or 3 years from now, and they'll remember you
Mhm.
that you stayed positive through it, and
That's the one thing I will
and don't
agree.
yeah don't go vent to another actor. Don't
Hmm.
sell yourself to because I got booked by extra, being an extra, and there was another extra that was working who was actually a filmmaker. Later
Wow.
on, remember the way I talk and book me later. You never know who's going to excel in this industry and or
And
not.
friends.
Yeah, yeah,
Friends.
yeah, friends. Yeah, and so I've always tried to have a positive type, and I've had a couple situations like, oh well, but okay, I'm gonna let God fight that battle,
Mhm.
you know, and keep going and being and don't let people define who you are. You define who you are.
Hmm.
Because there might be directors and professionals that want to put you in one box and say this is the only thing. Don't let them do that to you. I mean, if that's what it takes for you to start, do that. But make yourself. You're an actor, and you're an actor. You portray a lot of different things. You
Yeah.
know. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I just love everything that you're telling the audience and telling us, and you know, I
Right.
can feel that the confidence that
Right.
you're telling us, and the confidence that you're bringing to a lot of young actors and upcoming actors who want to get into this entertainment industry. And and you're absolutely right. You're going to have people on set that you may not 100% get along, but you never know, and you get
Yeah.
along with them, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
and you that's how you become friends because they
Right.
remember you and
Yeah.
they're like, how about you cast this person again? How about you
Yeah.
contact this person? They may live across the state, but hey, they
Right.
might
Right.
be
Yeah.
willing to come. Come on, let's bring them. They were great. Here's what we
Yeah.
did. And
Yeah.
and that's one thing I
Hmm.
gotta say I love about the entertainment industry
Uh-huh.
because we become a family.
Yeah.
We become a
Definitely.
family. And it's
Yeah.
just,
So.
a lot of people say, "Wow, that is so weird. How do you guys become so a family?" And I said, "Well, because it's a it's not a tight community, but I kind of say the tight community because
Yeah.
being in the entertainment industry, it's tough, right? You may
Right.
be married, you may have kids, whatever's going on in everybody's personal life. It's like you're on set and you're like, okay, I got to do this and do this, right? And but like a lot of people have to realize that we're memorizing lines where
Mhm.
we may be up from 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. the next day, or it's
Right.
3 a.m. to whatever, right?
Right.
And
Right.
and that's or you may be on set for 1 or 3 months with them and
Right. Right.
only seeing their face. And that's
Yeah.
how you become a family. And
Right.
that's what I love. It's like we become a family and
Right.
it
That's
just
true. Yeah.
spreads the love and
Yeah.
kindness
Yeah.
and we all support each other in this entertainment industry. And that's one thing I love about it because it's your family supporting you, but the
Right.
big, huge support,
Right.
us in the entertainment industry.
Right.
I love
That's
it.
That's
right.
right.
And sometimes you hate. I mean, the project is so good, you hate to see it end. Oh man, I. And then when you see somebody later, oh yeah, yeah, I still just pick up from where you started the last
Yeah,
time.
because you bring that you bring that emotional.
Hmm.
My favorite TV show is Friends. They still
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, what's his name passed away. I was really sad, but all the actors and that were on TV show and Friends,
Mhm.
they cried at the very end because they've done how many seasons? They were on set together the whole
Oh
entire
yeah,
time,
yeah.
right?
They
And
they
and
become family.
right, but that's what I talk about.
Yeah.
We become family. We
Right.
become set, and what's so surprisingly is this is more for actors. You
Hmm.
end up going to their birthday party, their Christmas party, their
Right.
their
Right.
friend's party, and you're like, "Hey,
Uh,
what's up?" You become so friends, and it's like I haven't seen you forever. Oh yeah, we just ended our set. 3 months
Right.
ago, right? It's,
Right. Right.
that's the one thing I will say. I
Yeah.
agree with you,
Yeah.
Bruce. We
Yeah.
become
Family. Yeah.
we become so attached, and
Right.
it's
Right.
like we're a sister from a mother, from a brother
Yeah.
from another mother. We become a family, and it's just
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
truth. It really is the truth. It's people people say, "Can you describe it to us?" And I said, "Well, yes and no. It's hard. It's just
Yeah.
hard to describe the feeling. You have to be there."
Right. Right. It is because you're working together as a team, and then but there's a lot of emotion that goes not
Hmm.
in that teamwork, not just in front of the screen, but behind the screen. And like I say, I was in Alabama for 8 weeks working on a movie with Matthew McConaughey and Kurt Russell. And you think I talk a
Wow,
lot.
that's amazing. Sorry, I just had to say that.
And we were there for 8 weeks. You think I talk a lot. We had a lightning delay and Kurt Russell. You think, hey, I kind of sound like that. Maybe that's an actor's thing, telling all of these stories. I mean, I heard so many, and and Matthew McConaughey between takes. You know who he sounds like? Me talking to you right now, and he's talking about these stories and the clouds and when he was. I was like, okay, run the cloud story behind me again. I didn't get that. I didn't get everything out of it because you were so animated with it. He was talking about his father and some problems that he had and how he had this epiphany and something about the clouds. And I said, it's interesting, but I didn't understand it. Say it again. Say it again.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
I
So
love Matthew.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
a great actor.
yeah. He is so down to earth. He was so down to earth. Yeah.
I would like for you to tell the individuals who may be getting started into acting some great things to get started. How did you get started? What were the steps you took to start your journey in this industry?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know, and I didn't know because on the acting part of it, I started off on stage, and I had never done an audition. Uh, the director from that play uh, got me because he saw me. I wrote a song for a particular small play that the Police Officers Association had put on. I had a small part, and he saw me. He said, you'd be good in this song." I mean, I went into stage totally blind. And so a lot of people just don't know. And
Mhm.
so, like I say, uh, I didn't know how to audition until I took uh, went to the Actors Factory and studied with Chris Freihofer. Oh, this is what you do. And then I could evaluate. I said, why did I get cast? Because I did some of that stuff. Right
Right.
now I'm more aware of it, and I'm trying to do it, and I can't do it. So it was a double. It was a double-edged sword.
Funny how
That's
that
what
works.
that's what I was doing right. Okay. So you had the raw me, and now he's teaching me to be the raw me again. So yeah, I would say take the training, learn where you're weak, learn where you're strong, know yourself, capitalize on your strength, and slowly your weaknesses are not going to improve overnight. That's where
Mhm.
the work comes in. Slowly but surely, increase your weaknesses and know yourself. Know yourself. If you have anxiety, learn how to turn that anxiety outward.
Mhm.
Know that you're not the only one that has this anxiety. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? If you think if you have panic attacks or just learn how to deal with that. Learn relaxation techniques. Uh, what you're gonna me, I used to have test anxiety until I started taking psychology, and they say there's actually a psychological block. So what do you do? Make Get a certain area where you study all the time, and then recreate that area when you're taking the test, where you relax. Play like you're in this area. Mine was an area that I used to go to by myself. I used to call it Snake Hill out in the woods. So I would learn to visually create that area, and then I could take the test. So really learning relaxation techniques and learning uh, about yourself, what moves you, what motivates you, uh, what hinders you.
Hmm.
That's all good, but you have to have you need to have a coach because again, acting is dynamic. It's always changing, and I tell my daughter that with singing. And she had the same problem I did because the first time I got up and sang, I had a standing ovation, and everybody's telling you, "Oh, you this, you this, you that." And uh, and my daughter, to me, she was a better singer when she was in high school than because she needs a vocal coach. She's still a great singer, but in order to get to that different level, you're going to have somebody teach you those runs, teach you how to do that
Yes.
automatically and continuously. And so. Don't when somebody tells you to get a coach, don't take that as a bad thing. Take that as a good thing because they think you're good enough that you need a coach. If you show up and they say, "Hey, man, you just need to hang it up," when somebody's telling you you need a coach, then they see something in you. So take
Hmm.
that as a positive.
Mhm.
I mean, we look at you can go and get a degree in criminal justice, but does that mean you're ready to be a police officer? No. You still have to go through the police academy. You still have to go to FDO training. You still have to have 8 hours of training a month afterwards because
Mhm.
it's dynamic. It's always changing. So always, know where you're at, and if you start to develop problems, go research it and see how other people tackle that situation because you're not at 20 years old. You're not going to be the same at 30. You're not going to be the same at 50 or 40.
That's
And
right.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very true.
So
So before we go
I
tonight,
hope
Bruce.
I answered your question because
No.
sometimes I can go off.
No, Bruce, you answered to me. I am every interview, Daryl and I do. I get
Yeah,
blown away by everybody's
yeah,
answers
yeah,
because
yeah.
to me, I get the reason I get blown away because I love everybody's stories,
Right, right,
inspirational, motivations, their confidence. And every single one of them that we almost had, and Daryl can agree, is
right.
that they say confidence a lot.
Oh
And
yes.
that's what moves me. That's
Mm.
what that's what I love about the entertainment industry, how we are in this, but how we're a family, how we're confident. And
Right,
and you have said a lot that I'm learning as well, that you're
right, right.
teaching me and teaching the audience
Oh, okay.
that you have that's I could say more, but my mind is not it's not coming out, but I'm just saying you said a lot. You said a lot, and
Yeah,
it's just to me, I appreciate it, Bruce, because every guest we have, I'm learning every
right,
story,
right.
what they got started. So
Oh,
thank you. You have answered a lot of our questions
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
and the audience's questions as well. So I do appreciate that.
Right, right. And I like to see people get better, like Daryl said, young black actors and stuff. Like I said, I see him striving. I see something in him, and so if I can help somebody, I know I can't help everybody, but the song says, if I can help somebody as I travel along, then my living shall not be in vain. So,
That's right.
That's true.
so that's why I was passing it on. I said, I see you, and I see your heart. I see you trying. So I'm not perfect, but I got some stuff that might help you go. And so I said, go over here and do this, do that, do
Hmm.
that. Yeah, yeah.
So
First,
my last question
Oh, okay,
is, what is your motivational quote?
okay. A man is not finished when he fails. He's finished when he quits. Get it?
Wow. That actually that actually gave me my hair stood up. That
And
is
that's somebody else's quote,
but still
but
it's good.
it's quote. So make sure a man is not finished when he fails. He's finished when he quits.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
80%.
quit. Don't quit. Because there's gonna be some times. I ain't gonna lie. When right there in front of the camera, I was just, oh shit, I'm just done. And then I said, okay, breathe, take those breaths. Oh, I'm all right. Let's go. But everybody does stupid stuff in front of the camera.
Yes, that's true.
It's not a natural. It's not a natural thing. Until after a while, you'll find out where that camera is, and you'll know it's there, but you won't pay. It'll just be like it's just another person there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
We appreciate it, Bruce. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
All right.
Bruce, let's end tonight by you telling we are getting ready to head into 2025.
Okay.
A new season is about to be upon us.
Hmm.
For those who are listening, just go ahead and tell them anything you want that will inspire them to chase their dreams even more. The floor is yours.
I just say every day is a new day. Uh, every audition is a new audition. Uh, get to the point to where you do an audition and you can go and look at it. You can go back and look at it, but don't worry about it. I've done that audition. If they want me, they want me. If they don't, they don't. If they don't want me, it's not because I'm a failure. If they don't want me, it's not because I couldn't compete with this other person. So yeah, mark the things why that down that you write it down that I could have did this better, I could have did this, but don't dwell and go on and apply that to the next day. The next day is a new day. You got to get away from the worrying. Oh, am I going to get this? Who cares? All I want to do is go to the audition and perform. This is an opportunity for me to perform. I got an opportunity to go act. That's where I want to be when I go to an audition. And believe me, I'm just now starting to get that way this year. And guess what? I'm booking more. I was booking more. I go, if you find somebody, find you a good coach. And, uh, I don't know if you're doing the self tapes at home or whatever, but find you a good coach and practice with that. Somebody that you really like. Don't go to somebody just because they're good, because that might not be a good fit for you. There are a lot of people in Oklahoma that could be a good coach, but they're not necessarily a good coach for me. There are a
Mm-hmm.
lot of basketball coaches that are good for some teams, but they're not good for other teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same way, it's the same way here. LeBron may be good for LA, but you throw him in with the Thunder, he may not be good.
Mm-hmm.
So find your team. Find your team that's going to support you. If you have your wife or your girlfriend or whatever that's going to be on your team, and acknowledge that team. Show that team that you appreciate them
Mm-hmm.
always. I don't care who they are. What don't put too many people emotion. Don't get emotionally attached to this job because you'll be an emotional a wreck. Uh, don't be emotionally always attached to your team. It's business first, and then all of that other stuff. It is, yeah, if she want, this is Mama Bear or whatever. But everybody that surrounds me has a particular something that I need.
Mm-hmm.
You need to figure out what is that person giving you, and stick with it and help them with your team and appreciate that team constantly. Michelle DeLong, I mean, she helped me through my mother's death and everything. I'll go and get coached by her, but we'll stop and talk about other things, other films, TV shows. She'll tell me about this TV show. Hey, or this audition. This audition is like this TV show. And guess what? I'm over there watching that TV. Oh, I see what you're saying. And then I'm able to go and apply that, looking at the tone of the picture or whatever, the tone of the show and so on and so on. So, hope I answered the question. I know I went off. Why?
No, you did. You
I can
did.
go off. But I ain't worried.
No, no, you're not. No, you're not.
I, I ain't scared. I ain't scared.
No, it,
Well, Bruce, we love you. We
Yeah.
appreciate you
Love
coming
y'all.
on the
Yeah.
Red Carpet Roundtable podcast.
Yeah. Red table. Okay. Yeah. So yeah,
Red table.
just go out and conquer it, and wake up every day is a new day to learn something new and just go forward. It's a new day. It's a new day.
Amen. That's the truth.
we got so many nuggets in this video from you. All of them are talking hit pieces, man.
Right.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We've learned so much. The audience has learned so much,
Right.
and we appreciate it, Bruce. And
Okay. All right. Well, glad to be on, man. And you guys go out and conquer it and keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad you guys are doing what you're doing too. So
it means a lot. We appreciate it, and we can't wait to have you back on again in the near future.
okay. All right. I might wind up going to I think that movie with Matthew McConaughey out is going to be um, screening at the Cannes Film Festival. So I may wind up going up to France.
Nice.
Maybe.
Nice.
Hopefully, I'm hoping so. We just did ADR on that too, by the way. So anyway,
we can't wait to see the photos of you standing.
Yeah, we can't. Hey.
okay. All right then. Is that a wrap right there?
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on.
Is that a wrap?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Bruce Davis, everyone.
Bruce Davis.
Thanks, man. All right.
Well,
Peace.
thank you, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Okay. Peace. Take it easy.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Take it easy.